What happens when life finally starts to fall into place and then everything falls apart? I moved out, got a new job, and lost my grandma all in 1 month. It has been a crazy, crazy journey, but here's how I stayed connected to myself. I think it's absolutely crazy how life could be going so well one day and then the next day you're hit with a curveball. 5 days ago, I was super happy with my new life, with my new job, my new place. I was excited about the life that I was gonna get to create. I finally had the means to do the things I wanted to do, like travel and go spend time with my family back home. And then this happened. My grandma passed away. And I've never dealt with death this close before. The grief definitely hit me hard. It brought up a lot of questions about what is life, what is love, what is the point of all of this. It brought up a lot of regret, a lot of frustration, a lot of pain, emotional pain and physical pain. My chest was tight, my neck was tight, my back was hurting, my arms were hurting. I had never experienced anything like this. And when emotional pain turns into physical pain, that forces you to slow down and listen to what is being told by your body. Because I hadn't dealt with death this close before, that's a really hard sentence. I was fearing this day. My grandfather had passed away, but I didn't get to see him. I didn't get to talk to him as much. But I recently saw my grandmother and I wanted to go back to India and spend a couple of weeks and months with her earlier this year, and I didn't. So you can imagine what kind of thought process that leaves you with. But in the middle of all the grief, something happened. I almost felt closer to her. I almost feel her more now. I feel more connected to my family. I feel more connected to myself. And so I realized even in sadness, life can be beautiful. It honestly felt like my chest was being cracked wide open so I could expand and increase my capacity to experience life for everything that it has to offer. That includes love, that includes pain, that includes patience, that includes growth, that includes God. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm smiling about this. It's so insane. It's so insane. I was never this person. I used to live in constant fear, anxiety, worry, angst, in protection mode, guarded, always waiting for the other shoe to drop, always ready to fight, in defense. I was always waiting for the worst. But I've done the work, years of shadow work, healing, crying, praying, talking, venting, journaling, asking, searching, and I can finally feel the shift. I finally feel all of that work paying off. You guys wouldn't believe, I can't wait to be able to tell my full story in detail, because a month ago, I was looking for hotel rooms. I was looking for different places to stay. I was staying at other people's homes. I was feeling unsure. I was feeling unsafe. I was feeling unsettled. I didn't know how to move forward in life. I was not good with my family. I was not good with myself. I was not good with my situation. I wasn't happy. I was constantly forced to find a home within myself, which in hindsight is a blessing, but when you're going through it, it's scary because you can't see what's in front of you. You don't know what's happening. All you can do is trust that you have you and God has you, and that's all you need, and that's all you got. And so we gotta work with this. We gotta work with what we have right now. That's what it feels like. That's not all you have. I was very blessed in so many ways, but I did have to come inward into myself and tap into my power and tap into what I am capable of doing for myself, by myself, to show myself that I have my own back and that I'm good, that I got this, and I needed to show myself what I felt like. And that's how all this happened so quickly. I literally decided that I was going to change my reality because I was so sick of everything that I was settling for, everything that I constantly put up with. I was sick of myself, and I decided that I'm gonna figure this out. No matter what, I'm gonna figure this out. This is what I want. This is what I've been wanting. Let's go. Let's take a leap of faith. Let's walk by faith, not by sight. We're gonna do it. I did it. I moved before I had the job. Normally people get a job, then they move. I moved to Toronto without a job. And then I got a job. I'm in tears like every single day because I can't even imagine, I can't believe this is something that I have brought into my existence, but I can believe it because I've been doing the work. I've been changing my inner reality. I've been changing my identity. I've been letting go of limiting beliefs. I've been working on the version of me that's in my head. Therefore, it's being reflected outwardly, and I feel so much more grounded and like myself, and I feel very connected to my body. And that's all I've been trying to do all these years. In the middle of all of that, my grandma passed away, and now I'm feeling grief, now I'm feeling regret, I'm feeling all the emotions, still feeling grateful, still feeling excited, and still feeling in awe at the feelings that I felt when my grandma passed, because they were still so beautiful. And her love that she had for me and for everyone was also so beautiful. It's unconditional love because I didn't give her much, but I was in her thoughts and in her prayers, and she always asked about me, and she was very happy to hear about me getting this job and getting this place, as if she found peace in the fact that I was doing okay. And there isn't a lot of unconditional love in the world. So when you experience unconditional love, there's nothing but gratitude for it, for having the chance to experience it. There's nothing but amazement in what that feels like. Even if the person is no longer there physically, I very much so believe they're there energetically. And then you wonder, like, what is love? What is life? All these questions pop up. Sorry if you can hear that bike. I need to get a mic. Oh, that rhymed. So I'm like, yeah, like, what is life? And I realized life is nothing and it is everything all at once. It's the chaos, it's the stillness, it's the joy, it's the sadness, it's the magic, it's the mundane. It is everything. Everything we experience, everything we feel, every moment that comes, that's life. Whatever you're feeling in that moment, this is what happens in life. Everything's working out, and then things fall apart, and you pick up the pieces and you build again. Something else will fall apart, you pick up those pieces, and then you build again. And I think we're just supposed to enjoy that process and find the beauty in that process. And I think I am. I think I'm doing it, and it feels really amazing. So I'm going to share the things that I've done, and hopefully that will help you find the beauty in it too. I've just spent so much of my life feeling sad, feeling on edge, feeling nervous, anxious, and I just don't want to do that anymore. I decided I want to be present. I decided that I want joy and gratitude to be my default setting rather than sadness, and I decided that I wanted to feel alive. I asked for that, and God thrusted me forward in life into certain situations that I probably would have never walked into myself. And that's what happens, right? God moves your life. The universe will shake things up, otherwise you would have never moved. And so here are my lessons. Okay. Number one, the first thing that I noticed when you're sluggish, when you're tired, when you're unmotivated, that is a sign. Your body is telling you something. It's not just laziness, something deeper is going on. And when I moved into this space, I started waking up before my alarm. But when I was at my parents', I couldn't wake up with 5 alarms. I didn't want to. Everything felt heavy. Even if the environment itself maybe wasn't heavy, maybe it was, I don't know. The story I told myself about the environment was heavy, and that made it hard. But here, I'm waking up no problem. I'm grateful. I'm excited. I love my space. There's a difference. Your body knows when you are aligned with the things that bring you joy and gratitude, excitement, all the good feelings, you know? It's not normal to be burnt out, to be tired, to be irritated and frustrated all the time. Sometimes that's okay, and sometimes it is laziness, but most of the time there's something deeper there, and it needs to be addressed and looked at. Number 2, breath work. I have been just breathing in moments of panic, in moments of things happening that are so out of my control, just to come back and connect to my body. And the key is you want to breathe out longer than you breathe in. I got this technique from a trauma-informed therapist on YouTube, who I will tag in the bio. I've also done other forms of breath work previously, and breath work really just brings you into a certain rhythm. This specific type of breathing initiates your parasympathetic nervous system, which calms your nervous system and regulates it. It has worked wonders, okay? I love it so much. If you catch me breathing, just know I'm just trying to like get a hold of myself, because old beliefs, old thought patterns, old reactions in the body, living in the body, are still coming up. But we handled it, okay? And we handled it by just breathing. And isn't that beautiful that all you need is to just breathe? You don't need anything else outside of yourself, just your breath. Because when my nervous system was calm, it was easier for me to decipher what was for me. What was a maybe, what was a hell yes, and what was like, no, I don't want that. It was easier because I was connected to myself and I didn't have to think so hard about it. My body was telling me the answer. Period. Number 3, you have to decide what you want and say it with so much conviction. And oftentimes it's the situations of your life that bring you to such a strong emotion that you decide and the universe moves. It sounds so cheesy and so out there, but the day this apartment came to me was the day I decided I was not going to live at home anymore, and if I need to sublet, I'm going to sublet. That's what happened. I moved, I had no job set here. I was gonna do the driving instructing thing down here just to make ends meet. I'm teaching dance, so that helps as well. It was a shot in the dark. Moved in, one day after I had an interview and I got the job, because I decided that I was not going to go back home. I love this space so much, I love the area so much. I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna work 3 jobs if I have to. There was a point when I wanted my own space and I didn't think I could afford it. I wanted a job, but I didn't think I could sustain it. These thoughts were keeping me stuck. So I just stopped telling myself that, but not just telling myself, I believed that those thoughts weren't true, because how could I even know that without even doing anything, without even trying? And the last time I moved out, I didn't need my parents' help either. I afforded everything as well. So this time I can do it too, you know? And my connection with God really helped me take the leap of faith, because I'm trusting that this thought, this desire is being put into my brain for a reason. It's for my highest good. I'm not settled. I'm not at peace here, therefore I must be needing to go somewhere else. The situation I was in just wasn't doing it for me anymore. It wasn't enough anymore, and I was the problem. I'm unhappy because I'm not happy with where I'm at, but I'm also not fully believing in myself. So that sounds like a me problem, and I had to fix that. I had to take accountability and I had to fix that. If I need to go back home in the future because that's what's required, then I will. The whole point of life is to go with the flow, to follow the guidance, to let life unfold instead of having these rigid plans and rigid pathways because you think this is where you need to go. And it's great to have a plan, but it's great to be flexible without thinking it means anything about who you are, how capable you are, and how successful you are, to be honest, because you have no idea. Maybe you need to go be here because something great needs to happen here. Like, you don't know. So you just have to trust and see what's right for you. And that's what I did. I only applied to jobs that felt good to apply to, where it felt fun, where it felt exciting and joyful. Even though I needed a job, I wasn't necessarily desperate for a job because I just knew something was going to work out. I've been blessed and taken care of so many times before. Why would anything change now? Why am I expecting the worst? Why am I expecting it to not work out? And these are the thoughts that I was challenging as I was trusting, learning to trust and pour into my faith rather than my fear. That brings me to point number 4 is you need to have more faith than fear. Be willing to do whatever you need to do, but do it on your terms. It's the same examples that I've already used. I didn't apply to jobs that I wasn't excited about. If I felt weird about working at a certain place, I didn't do it. Because in the city, there's so many jobs, there's so many places, there's so many people, so many kind people, so many great workspaces. And that was really just my goal, is I wanted a workspace where I could feel uplifted, where I could feel excited to walk into, and I have that. I didn't really care what line of work I wanted to be in. I just wanted a job that was going to help me stay downtown because that's something that I needed to do and experience. Of course, I wanted a job in the creative field, like as a production assistant or as a part of a production company or anything like that. But this job came to me and it felt very aligned. It felt very easy to do the interview and talk to the people that I'm working with. They seemed great. I'm trusting that I'm being guided here for a reason, and the creative stuff will always be there. So when you're pouring into your faith, you're being trusted about where you're being led, instead of the fear that you're not going to get what you want because it's not what you want right now. You have to be okay with where you are. You have to accept that where God is keeping you is exactly where you need to be, even though it might not be where you want it to be. And that's hard. But you must get there because there are a lot of blessings waiting for you there as well. Once you see them, you'll never want anything that isn't for you. You'll never want what anyone else has because it feels so personalized. Like, wow, like God really did that just for me. I'm gonna wait. Only downside to being in Toronto, yeah, you feel so special that God did this specifically for you, and so you stop comparing, you stop wanting what other people have, because if it was for you right now in this moment, then it would have been here. So you have to trust the process. You will realize how much more is possible, how much more you are capable, and you can watch your capacity grow to do the things that you want to do. And it's beautiful and it's magical, and I can't even believe I'm saying these words. So those are my unorthodox, unusual tips on what I did to handle myself with all of these moving parts and situations and expansions in life, and how I stayed connected to myself. I hope this helped. If it didn't, that's okay. I'm just sharing a quick little update because I haven't posted on YouTube in a while. But this is what's been up. I've been moving, I've been changing, I've been growing, I've been expanding, I've been allowing, I've been resting. And because I've done all of that in the past couple of months or so, I have more to share. So more is on the way. Hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you guys soon. One love. Peace.